Well, hey again, everybody. I hope you enjoyed looking for bugs last week, if you got a chance to do that. And if not, I think I'm going to revisit bugs in a couple weeks, because I still have some really cool footage that I didn't get a chance to show all of last week in the video. And also, I want to identify some of the stuff I find. I haven't quite had a chance to do that yet. But I hope that you got a little bit of a chance to explore some of what I shared with how to identify bugs. And this week we're going to shift gears a little bit. Since fall is in the air, I thought we could check out some of the changes that happen during the fall and then get a little bit creative. So let's take a look around some school gardens and see what things are looking like now that it's fall. All right, let's go. So October is a really colorful time in the garden. First of all, on the trees, we've got changing leaves, starting to see some beautiful fall colors. Lots of nice deep reds on the leaves, like we can see here on this fruit tree, mixed in with some yellows and greens. And not just leaves, we have some purple berries here called beauty berries. But it's still warm enough that plants are still doing their thing as well. We've got some bright, lush green plants that are still growing. And of course, we've got plenty of brightly colored flowers as well. Purples, pinks, oranges, and more. Oh look, there's a bug. So even some of the bugs we're still seeing this time of year, they come in a whole lot of colors too. I just find it amazing all the beauty and patterns and colors that we have in Mother Nature. Just look at the way these new leaves are growing on the cabbage, all around like that. And look at the details on this tiny zinnia flower. The jagged edges of the petals and the tiny little miniature yellow flowers in the center. Even the leaves on these bean plants. There's always 3 on there. They're always the same shape. Muscadine leaves have a cool pattern. And look at the way these ones are changing. I think that might be from fall. Those light green splotches. We've got rainbow chard with its bright stems. Got some Alabama red okra. And that's got colorful pods, stems, flowers, and leaves. And of course, flowers are just still blooming. Even carrots make flowers if you let them go long enough. Check out how cool those are. So fall may be a time when some things start to dry up and die in the garden. But I am always struck by how beautiful it is. All the different colors and shades all together in the garden like that. So this week, I'd like us to try to find some inspiration from the beauty in Mother Nature. And I'm going to show y'all a few different simple artistic things that we can create to kind of use things from the garden and also just allow us to appreciate some of its beauty. Even a wasp nest has a pretty design to it. The shapes of those cells all together, I think that's inspired a lot of artwork. This sunflower may have died, but look at the way the seeds are organized in there, all in rows with stripes on them. So the very simplest way to make some garden related artwork starts by just picking some things from the garden, I recommend trying to pick some leaves of different shapes and sizes. Now, if you go out to your school garden, wherever there are flowers blooming, wherever things are kind of overgrown, you are more than welcome to pick. But if you see any place with a young, like kind of small, new-looking plant, like these guys, or even a bed that looks empty, there might be new seeds coming up. So stick to where there are flowers blooming or bigger, older looking plants. Like you could pick one of these okra leaves, absolutely. Or, you know, stuff like this. You can pick flower heads if you want to. So once you've picked some leaves and maybe some flower petals from the garden, you can take them to a flat spot on a table or a bench and just kind of do like I'm doing here. I've just got a vision for arranging them in a way that looks cool. Kind of try to use geometric shapes and patterns and things like that, and just lay them down on whatever surface you're using until you feel like you're done. I've sped up the video clip here so it goes a little quicker, but take your time with it. You don't want to rush these things. So I've sort of fought with the wind here, but you get the idea. If it's really windy out, you can always take things inside or try to find sort of a sheltered spot. But basically, you can create a cool piece of art using colorful things from the garden. Just in a few minutes with whatever leaves and flowers or even sticks and stuff you have lying around. And even if you can't go to a garden where there are flowers, just use your imagination. I mean, you can usually find three-leaf clovers just about anywhere. You know, trees are dropping leaves right now. Even if they're not the most colorful, I bet if you look around, you might be able to find some stuff you can work with. So I want to show you one more quick method of making some artwork from the garden. And this method will leave you with something you can hang on to. So basically you just need a few leaves. I just have a few that I picked outside from some trees and shrubs. And you can arrange them however you like on top of a plain piece of paper. Then you'll want to put another clean piece of paper on top of that and have them in between the paper like a sandwich. So next you want to just make sure your paper is all lined up. Find the outline of the leaf there underneath the paper and take a drawing tool. I have a pastel here. It's kind of soft, but I think a crayon would work well, or a colored pencil turned to the side, and basically you just want to press down and rub over top of the leaf. Now this pastel is actually a little bit soft. I'm not getting a great picture of the leaf here, so I'm going to try with this colored pencil for my big leaf in the middle. So you want to kind of hold it at an angle and apply pressure and just kind of draw back and forth over top of the leaf, and you will start to see the image of the leaf printing. You can kind of see the veins of it there, and just keep on doing that all around the outside, and make sure you get the inner part of the leaf. Darker colors tend to work a little better, so you might not be able to see this one too well, but just as an example for how you do it, just keep on shading over top of the leaf. I'm going to try this pastel again, but I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit powdery and chalky. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, it just kind of looks like scribble, but basically you can see how with the colored pencil it prints a cool little outline of the leaf, so that will get you a little snapshot at the shape of the leaf you found. So you can use whatever leaves you can get your hands on. Just make sure to ask before picking anything that's not yours. So that's how you make a leaf rubbing. Also, if you prefer to just do something freehand, you could always closely observe the leaves or whatever you pick from the garden and just draw a picture from what you see. That is totally fine too. You're really welcome to get creative however you want, as long as you're trying to sort of capture what's in the garden right now. No matter what you make, just try to take a few minutes in the process and appreciate the beauty that is fall and all the changes we see in nature around us. I hope you have fun with this, and I will see you next week for another garden lesson.